And while the UDP still retains its hold in the city, the P.U.P. gained ground in two other constituencies. It was bittersweet in Caribbean Shores and Lake Independence. We start our election coverage here in Belize City with Isani Caetano.
The political race in Belize City, where a total of 10 seats in the House of Representatives are available, saw the involvement of three parties, including a green under-resourced alternative. The build-up to the November 4th general elections was momentous. Having served 2 consecutive terms in office, the United Democratic Party would set out to make history by offering itself for a 3rd successive victory at the polls. Conversely, the opposition would attempt everything possible to dissuade voters from returning the UDP to office. The Belize Progressive Party, Johnny-come-lately in a well-established bipartisan system, simply wanted to make a name for itself this go-round. That being said, the stage was set for what would be a daunting task for all candidates. In Lake Independence, things would get off to an early start. Area Representative Mark King, along with dozens of his supporters, paraded to St. Martin's de Porres Primary School to cast their ballots, before proceeding to mobilize as many voters as possible.
We have a very good machinery at this point in time. It is most important that we get our people out to their various stations to do their job. We have scheduled time for them to come in and vote for each team. And so you'll find out we got like 200-300 out here this morning, smack on the ground. That does not include the other parts of the team that are around the constituency getting together their camps to work.
King's political opponent, P.U.P. standard bearer Cordell Hyde, was also occupied with doing the same thing. Since his return to electoral politics a little over a year ago, Hyde had been busy canvassing his old stomping grounds.
It's a daunting challenge, but it's one we've done a number of times before, and so we've just basically done it the way we know how to do it, which is to grind, visit all the homes, talk to all the people inside your homes, and make that connection. And our sheet captains are seasoned persons, mixed with a number of young persons, really nice mix, and they know what to do. And so it's a long day. We're going to grind from now till whenever the polls close.
Third-party candidate Richard Macaulay was conspicuously absent from the fray. But then again, this, as many perceived, was a battle for supremacy between red and blue. The queue at the polling station number 8 was lengthy. In the adjacent constituency, former councillor Yasmin Shoman and Labour unionist Raymond Rivers would both challenge 3-time UDP era representative Patrick Faber for the seat in Collett.
A lot of the people in the red shirts have openly, come up to me, hugged me, and said that they are giving me the support. Don't worry about the shirt. We'll take the money and vote them out. So we expect to have a big victory in the Collett division this evening.
That huge win, however, would prove to be elusive. Trouncing a seasoned politician in an era that has long since gone red is no easy feat.
We work together, we embrace everybody who come here, and that is the way forward, in my opinion. Not to break down, not to tear down, not to give pie in the sky promises of 1,200 jobs and so many houses, and that's just an accredit. And I say, we already have a high school in this constituency, as you can see. We don't need pie in the sky promises, we need the work to continue.
Across town, Albert became an arena for 3 novice politicians. While Tracy Tager-Panton and Paul Thompson both worked under former P.U.P. era representative Marcus Pat, the pair went separate ways. Panton aligned herself with the ruling party, predicting a victory of twice the number of votes that Thompson would garner.
We expect to beat my opponent 2-1.
Seemingly, the BPP's Dr. Jose Luis Espat did not appear on either of their respective radars. His concern, nonetheless, was the low voter turnout.
I don't have the exact numbers, but I know it's pretty low, and also in the other constituencies it's pretty low. I'm hearing numbers of 46, 55 every hour, and that's fairly low.
In Freetown, the outcome of the election would be iffy, to say the least. P.U.P. leader Francis Fonseca was being challenged by UDP newcomer Dr. Carla Barnett.
We feel good in Freetown that our machinery is working well. We started very strong. But as I've said to everyone, starting strong is one thing. What's important is finishing strong. So we still have a long way to go. It's a long day, and we have a lot of work to do. But certainly we feel good about where we are and about the turnout so far.
By nightfall, results of the day's work, considering that elections, as they say, are won on the day, would begin to trickle in. In Lake Independence, Cordell Hyde soundly routed Mark King, by a margin of almost 2,000 votes.
What do you think was the major factor that brought out such a landslide victory for you, given that Mark King is the incumbent?
It's hard to say, but we've just been here for a long time, man, and even when we didn't run last elections, we've basically stayed here because this is where I live. And so that means something. We have a certain connection with our people that is unlike any other, and it's one we hold near and dear to our hearts, and obviously our people feel the same way. And so we just have to give thanks for all that appreciation and love and support that we get from our people. We have to give thanks. We're humbled by it.
Notwithstanding works that have been done within the constituency and Hyde's popularity aside, King's downfall may have been the result of a series of poor political choices. Those chickens have all come home to roost. In the case of Dr. Barnett, despite putting her best foot forward, unseating Fonseca from Freetown would prove to be too much this go-round.
It's been a good fight, and congratulations to him for winning. And we continue to fight. Yes, absolutely.
Can you talk to us about the margin?
The margin increased significantly. I think they're still totaling it up in there, but there was an increase in the margins, and we'll see the final numbers when they come out.
All right,
yeah.
Thank you.
What has the experience been like for you, Dr. Barnett?
Oh, it's been very good. I have nothing negative to say about the experience because, as you know, I'm new in the constituency, and I've only been at it 8 months. But I've really made a lot of good friends in the Freetown constituency, and I look forward to continuing to work with them.
The shocker of the night, of course, came with the announcement of Kareem Musa's victory over Mayor Darrell Bradley in Caribbean Shores. That constituency was hotly contested. In the end, the favored candidate would fall by 56 votes.
It's not about me, it's about these people here.
Right.
We can't eat, These are the people, but I want to first of all big up my opponent. He fought an excellent fight. Darrell is an excellent candidate, very formidable, and I want to thank him. He did an excellent job. It's really close.
Of 10 electoral districts that make up Belize City, the United Democratic Party won 6 seats. In some constituencies, including Mesopotamia, by as much as a 4-to-1 ratio of votes, while in Port Loyola, Anthony Boots Martinez won Gilroy Usher of the P.U.P. by only 76 votes. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
One sour loser is Mark King, who was beaten by a margin of 3-1 in Lake Eye. In a Facebook message today, King wrote, quote, "I didn't even drop a tear for Lake Eye. I gave them my all, and Prime Minister gave me everything to take care of them. They laughed at me. Now 30 social programs will be gone, and UDP is no longer in Lake Eye."